a recent video, I mentioned how much I enjoy hiking solo, and there's no doubt about that. But in the last year or so, I've also had the chance to hike regularly with the Huachuca Hiking Club. And hiking with them has opened up the opportunity to do lots of hikes that I wouldn't have wanted or been able to do on my own. And that definitely includes this hike to Sunset Peak in the Chiricahua Mountains. I wouldn't have done this on my own because, one, it's a long drive over to the Rucker Canyon area from Sierra Vista, and it's nice to have company along the drive. Two, there's no way my car would have made it anywhere near the start of our hike because Forest Road 74 in Cottonwood Canyon is better suited for ATVs than for cars. And three, I wouldn't have done this on my own because I'm not a fan of being off-trail when I'm hiking by myself, and on this hike, there was no trail to speak of. I kind of thought to myself, well, there must be at least a little bit of a trail along the route. But Barry was right. The entire hike was a bushwhack. The route up to the peak was steep and challenging, but the peak is very obvious, and we generally took the path of least resistance up to it.
We gotta be over that way.
That doesn't look too far up now.
We debated climbing the rocks to the very top, but decided it was too sketchy. Which I have to say is one of the nice things about hiking when you're older. You don't do the dumb things that you might have done when you were younger. Instead, we took a break for lunch and enjoyed the beautiful views. Then we looped around the peak and discussed the best route down, hoping we wouldn't get rained on as we headed back. It rained, but not too much. When we got back to the truck, we enjoyed a visit from some cattle.
Is that Bessie?
I think that's Buster, not Bessie. Said goodbye to the stinky remains of an improperly disposed of deer carcass. What should the hunter have done with this?
He would have dragged the whole thing out. Then he would have butchered it properly.
And then Barry drove us back over the same terrible forest road that we came in on. Bad road aside, the Chiricahuas are an awesome place to hike. And I was lucky to get over there with these guys because I wouldn't have done this hike to Sunset Peak on my own.
I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't want to miss a thing.
And by the way, if you're hiking with a group, be sure to double-check the meeting details so that you show up at the right place and the right time. That way, you don't have to do like I did for this hike and have to ask them to turn around and come back for you. Thank you. Shoot, and I thought, well, maybe they'll be a couple minutes late. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad you weren't too far down.
We can do what we like, baby, while we're young.